to actually live your unique self is to actually experience that there's a need in the world that can be addressed by you and by you alone. There's a gift to be given. There's a song to be sung. There's a poem to be written. There's a way of living, laughing, loving, and being that's yours and yours alone. That's what it means to live unique self. It's to live into the unique obligation, which expresses itself as the powerful joy, which creates, right, the community. It creates the evolutionary we space that allows us to unfold. Because you can't have evolutionary we space, which merges out of collective intelligence from egos getting together because they're grasping, they're jostling each other, they're elbowing each other, right? That won't work. You can't have evolutionary we space created by true selves or enlightened bliss because they're lost in the one. There's no community. There's no creative tension, right? There's no, right, evolutionary emergence. You only create evolutionary we space out of a community of unique selves which realize that uniqueness is actually paradoxically the currency of connection. Because uniqueness and separateness are utterly separate. And the mistake of the great traditions was to conflate uniqueness and separateness. They said, move beyond your separate self because it's the source of all suffering. But they conflated separateness and uniqueness, so they said also move beyond your uniqueness. Wrong. You move beyond your separate self, and then you access, incarnate, right, the divine that lives in you, as you, and through you as a unique letter in the cosmic scroll in which you sign your name in the book of life, and you create a dimension of living that can be created by you and by you alone. Oh my God, right, what a vision. That's a world spirituality vision. That's a vision that we can share. That's a vision that emerges out of the great traditions, pre-modern, modern, and postmodern. That's a new universe story. I'm going to end for just the seconds that we have with just a mention of my son, Eitan. In this mythic meeting between us that we've talked about many times, I was going to give a speech in Norway, a part of a 3-week tour. I'm running out of the house. Eitan gives me like a box with stuff in it. He says, Abba, in Hebrew, says, Kachat zeitcha, take this with you. I say, sure, Eitan. And I go and I, give my speech, for 3 weeks in Norway, do the thing. And I come back, and it's midnight. And Eitan looks at me when I walk in. He's 5 years old, and I look at him, and like a little tear drops. And he says, Abba, like Dad. And I'd forgotten to look at the box. And I felt like it wasn't worth being born. Like, I didn't look at his box. I mean, right? Oh my God. And I say, Eitan, if Shar chance, could I have another chance? And his tears kind of dripping, and he says, whatever. So I go and I get the box, I open the box, and in the box is a shoe, right? A shoehorn. It's the pen, the cross pen. If you remember cross pens I used to like to write with. It's a picture of his mother from a book or its own paper. Right? It's the door handle of our first apartment in Jerusalem. And I say to Eitan, what's this stuff? He says, Dad, Abba, ze advarim sheli, natati lecha velo kibalta. He says, Dad, that's my stuff. I gave it to you and you didn't receive it. Right? We all have a box. And that box is our stuff. It's the utter uniqueness and gorgeousness, right, of who we are as unique expressions, emanations of all that is, who hold infinite power, infinite creativity, infinite obligation, and infinite responsibility. If we only realize in our last sentence that every human being has a story, and that the hallmark, the defining characteristic of spirit, of world, of being together is that story needs to be honored. It has dignity, it needs to be received, it needs to be rejoiced in. And let it be so. Amen. Thank you.